What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. Today we are in our Las Vegas Raiders franchise, and yeah, it's a little bit of a weird one for me because it's the first time we haven't, streamed this in a while. I was supposed to stream multiple times this week, and for whatever reasons, I kept having to push it back. We will be live tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, Saturday night as well at the same time, and maybe even Sunday night. Who freaking knows? But we'll definitely be live with Week 6 tonight as we're about to do Week 5. But like I said, as we're about to do Week 5, as we lost our first game of the season last week, going up against the Miami Dolphins, who obviously, as we know now, had Aaron Rodgers, they had Waddle, they had a lot of really good talent, and our main issue with that game, the reason why we lost, to be honest, was the fact that we could not stop a single 50-50 ball. Anytime the ball was up in the air, even our best players like Mullen, even Okuda, who's, he's played pretty damn well for us ever since we traded for him, nobody could stop them. They would throw the ball up and just catch it. It's just absolutely insane. Those types of situations, you wouldn't think, could play that much of a factor. You're like, oh, either way, you could still play offense, but they just demoralize you, They throw the ball up, no skill involved, decision-making wise, but they just out-muscle us, and I mean, what can you do? If you can't stop those situations, you'll lose every game. At the end of the day, an averagely placed ball, if the receiver can win it every single time, you can never win. You have to get the ball out. You have to make a play, and we just made no plays at all. Our offense wasn't great, obviously, but still, it was defense all the way through, and hopefully going up against the Chargers, who have a pretty good offense themselves, we maybe play a little bit better. Also, I believe Teague is back this week, which is massive for the defense. Jason Teague, the rookie. I know he's a rookie. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say blame placed on him, but a lot of pressure placed on him. But overall, he's deserved it so far. He has played really well. So definitely glad to see him back, as once again, we're playing our division rival, who did also lose. So every single person, or every single team in the conference, or in the division anyways, lost at least one game now. The Chargers also getting their undefeated streak taken away, but by the Green Bay Packers, so a very good team as well. But let's take a look at any potential player of the week. Might have seen Rodgers, speaking of, and we do not. You see Lamar Jackson, Edmonds, Sweat, and Rosen. Let's take a look at our team. In case you're new to the series, you have not seen this squad. It's an interesting squad, I'll tell you what. It's definitely an interesting one, as we have a lot of new names on the squad, and Hardman, 85 overall, has not played super well for us. The big issue with him is he doesn't seem like he's going for the ball. He got paid from us, so you would think he should be all in, right? But we haven't really seen the effort. The effort's been lacking a little bit. Cobbs has been amazing. Fredericks has broken out despite a really weak preseason. Cobbs has been great since preseason, of course. Edwards really doesn't play too much more. Cooper doesn't really get in either, but you never know with the way Hardman's playing what could happen here, as Jacobs has played pretty well. Drake hasn't really gotten that many touches, but he's been decent in the receiving game as usual. Waller's been pretty good. Trubisky, a really good start, and then, last game was a little shaky, got to admit. Offensive line has played damn well, specifically the rookie right tackle. Defensively, once again, Teague was really solid out the gate. We're hoping he can get right back to that. D-line has been obviously good enough. Cornerbacks, their coverage has been pretty decent. They just haven't been able to stop those 50-50 balls. You got to get a hand on it. Maybe even intercept the ball. Safeties have been decent enough. We just got to play better. We have the talent. We have just enough talent, and we just haven't played up to it. So the focus for the week was the medium pass on defense, and for attacking their defense, we're going to be focused on running up the middle, as we really do need to get back to running the ball in general, but more importantly, this is a definite matchup that you want to try to run the ball. The Chargers haven't really done a whole lot for the interior of their defensive line. The linebackers are good enough, but I think we can control the game, especially up the middle against that team. We've changed our goals, of course, to reflect kind of what we're trying to do is stop the medium pass, which is going to be, needing to get to the quarterback and obviously running the ball. And speaking of goals, can we get to 150 likes on this video? It's not that much, right? Maybe subscribe as well if you're new. I don't even know who, I'm pretty sure this is a running back. I'm not really sure where he got injured. It must have been practice, but I don't know. It seems like it was a long-term thing. It is what it is. Let's go into it. Here we are at home for a very, very big matchup, of course. We're kind of talking about it almost nonchalantly. But this is, so far, the biggest matchup of the year, obviously. Going up against those Dolphins was big because you kind of feel like you're going to see them again somewhere down the line. But this is a direct impact to our team. You know, at the end of the day, the goal is always win the division, beat your divisional opponents. Then you start thinking about, okay, what seed can we get? Then you talk about what playoff teams you get. You know, first things first is the division. And so far, it kind of seems like the Chargers may be our biggest competition. But obviously, if we were to win or if we were to lose, that kind of opens the door for the Chiefs as well. So the Chiefs are kind of in a win-loss scenario. I mean, I don't even know. It's like it's a win-win but a loss-loss because obviously, unless we tie, you know, they're kind of losing a little bit of ground, but they're also gaining a little bit of ground. So obviously, speaking of the ground, Jacobs, the man has got to do it today. Once again, we are definitely dependent on him and the interior of this offensive line to really give us a spark, as it's going to be the key to winning this game, without a doubt. Absolutely. Their pass defense is just too good. And we'll get to see that in action to start this one out. And Cobbs is going to start the game out the kick return, but I don't think he's going to finish it. I think Cooper's going to go back to that spot as Cobbs is going to get a decent return. It's not like Cobbs isn't good. It's just he's kind of evolved as a very good weapon for the offense, and you just don't want to risk that. And speaking of good weapon for the offense, Trubisky, you know, once again, a little bit of a shaky one last week, but still overall a pretty good start. So once again, a bunch of superstars, but trying to avoid those guys, and we do. Jacobs with a nice truck move for a gain of about 7. Jacobs so far in the season, not a bad start last week, also pretty good considering what we had to go through. And a really good start to this one, a gain of 6, almost 7 like we said. Jacobs up the middle again, and he's going to get some good blocks again. Gets a lot of room to the outside, tries to get the stiff arm, doesn't get it, but down to the 40. Really good blocking, especially off the edge. I mean, they obviously have some talent on this team, but once again, that's on the edge. So if you can kind of limit those guys from getting to you, might have some success up the middle, and there the fullback just completely misreads it. He obviously already had help from, I believe, the center. Didn't need to go for the same guy, and he did. Here we have the kind of fake swing pass, but Jacobs in the backfield definitely kind of intrigues them a little bit. That's a pretty good timing play, but it's a really bad throw. I know we were under pressure there, but oh my. That was pretty awful. That's a perfectly timed pass. It's just doesn't matter what the pass is if it's a bad one, you know. All right, kind of looking for potentially Fredericks here, and there he is. Gets a little bit of a redeeming pass to him, as once again he was really open in the last play. Blown opportunity, but this time wide open, no miss in sight. And even I don't really like that, but yeah, like what am I going to do with that? Jacobs isn't that athletic. We're going to go back to this. That'd be a quick throw to Lazard. It's not. Trubisky going to try to get out of there and maybe had a chance to outrun him, but I'll take the throwaway. All right, I kind of like this. You know, it looks like we're passing. They're kind of lined up for the pass. We're going to run the ball, and I need Kappa to get out there. He's blocking us more than anyone. You can't hesitate, big fella. You got to go. Here, the short side. Not the worst call, potentially. And I predetermined this to Lazard because he looks pretty open. Lazard! You got to fight there. It's going to be a 4th and 3. I mean, that's a lot of yards. We're going to go for the field goal. We're going to get points on the board. You know, we got off to a really good start on the ground, and then we kind of got stalled up by our own offensive linemen. Not even that they didn't win their blocks. You know, you can't just win every block. We understand the reality of it, but when you have the correct call and you have the correct polling players, you got to win your matchup, right? Like, you're not even going to your matchup, and Justin Herbert seems like he's been winning his matchup with a pretty good completion percentage, pretty good yards, touchdown to pick ratio looking solid, and of course a 3-1 record. Of course, a team that does like to, you know, throw it pretty quickly, kind of short as well, and Eckler's a pretty good running back himself, as really good start by Diablo, who's playing a little bit more of a familiar role as not the number 1 linebacker, but kind of the dynamic duo with Teague. Once again, it's early, and we're talking so highly of him, but Teague's just been that good, as Cleveland Farrell, who has kind of been quiet lately, gets a grab on him. We're going to be bringing the blitz here, as once again, kind of feel like we need to do something special, as Teague gets a chance in there, and it's going to be a fumble forced by Diablo, a chance to score, and Gladney will. once again, it was a little delayed, so it's not like the most talented thing in the world, but that was Teague. That was absolutely Teague causing that one. Teague kind of comes in and then stops. Of course, a really good play by Max Crosby, kind of forced the double, and you can see here, he just kind of, Herbert forces it, knowing the pressure's there. If Teague doesn't get there, there's plenty of receivers that are open. You can see the tight end, maybe number 11 there. I mean, you got options, but not going to happen. And Eckler, I don't know how he fumbles that, but he does. And J.J. Watt out with a bruised sternum. I'm going to be honest, though. a little scary hearing J.J. Watt gets injured, but of course, we do have depth on this team, so I'm not super worried about it. I'm just glad it's nothing, more serious. And Max Crosby is going to force a bit of a bad throw. Almost debate that it was a fumble, but of course, it's not going to be called that. So 2nd and 10 now. Bit ahead here we are. Teague to the out, to the running back, and had a chance, and it's all over again. Once again, the jump ball situation, we lose. I mean, slightly beat. Obviously, you can see that the comeback route, I mean, it kind of worked, but I mean, you got to drive down a little bit faster there. And, of course, I wouldn't say mossed, but outplayed. We have the athleticism. But do we have the win? We force him back in, and Diablo gets kind of punched in the mouth, but recovers and holds him down. So a gain of only 2. Definitely tightening up a bit on the what's it called, on the ground defense, which is nice. As Max Crosby forces the issue and gets the ball out quick. I'm surprised Mike Williams even seen the thing. Almost hit him right in the nose. Diablo, please. Jeff Gladney. There was such a good call as we pulled Teague off last second to come across the entire formation to cover the running back. It looked like nobody was going to cover the running back, and he comes zooming across, looking like a damn lightning bolt, making the play and just making Herbert freeze in the moment, because obviously, Eckler is his guy on 3rd down without a doubt. Froze up because he, last second gets covered, and I mean, it was pretty much just a walk-in from there for the sack. Throw this away. Ooh, that was a close call. That could have probably been a grounding call, so I'm kind of glad he did get hit. We're not that far in our own end zone here, so it's kind of sucky that we choked that hard on the first play. And there goes Jacobs on the screen. Jacobs fighting. Jacobs slips it out to the 29-yard line. Got a couple of our receivers, kind of sitting around watching, but good play by the lineman for once to actually follow through. Anytime we run a screen, usually the linemen give up, but that's not half bad. And here comes a read option. Going to cut it back inside, and Trubisky, but there's a flag. Really good job by Trubisky to see the lane and go inside rather than go to the out, which is kind of what you're expecting from the read. But hold by the running back Jacobs, who, was going to be the guy to get the ball. So I don't know if he just got beat or what's the story, kind of have to block last second. 1st and 16, we can still run the ball. Why can't we? Okay, I guess there's a reason why. And our center injured again. Man has been kind of injured a lot for us already in his young career, so something to keep an eye on. A little worrisome, just a little. 2nd and 14, and the fullback, oof. A little worried there. And Wosu kind of read it, but he had to press, and he got a dislocated wrist in the damn center. 3rd and 10 after that. Pretty rough holding call, can't lie. Maybe a curl from Cobbs. See what we can do with all this. Ooh, stepped up, and there goes Hardman. Yeah, we're not going to. Speaking of Hardman, that's a man that can hit hard. Yep, really clever. Top tier cleverness there. Up the middle, Jacobs. Going to get a pretty good set of blocks on the trap, and we're going to get the 1st down again. 6 for 55. Jacobs so far having himself quite an afternoon. This is actually one of the audibles that came from that last play, so this could actually be a pretty big play for us, or just an overthinking, which typically for us, it's probably that one. I'm going to be honest with you. Play action, and that's a rough one. Get up there. Good try, Lazard. Probably should have just taken Jacobs, but kind of thought the guy was going to go underneath for the running back. He just didn't. I don't know if that was actually just a case where Jacobs being so slow of a player actually hurt us, because he's like, screw it, I can just get over there anyways. But there goes Jacobs, speaking of, and he kind of runs through Derwin. 15-yard play to pretty much end the first quarter. I also don't know why I insist on, trying to break the game. Like, I wanted to, adjust the lineup a little bit, and I paused right as the clock changed. The way EA works, like, I'm surprised I didn't just accidentally hack into the database and just delete the entire game. Up the middle, and pretty good run. Jacob's looking pretty bursty. I don't know, it's a little... that word's kind of disgusted in this case, but you know what I mean. He's looking pretty good, though, as we've kind of been avoiding Bosa quite a bit this game, and we're going to do the same here. And, yeah, it's not a great read. Like, the guy kind of, like, he wasn't going for Trubisky, but he was playing the out, so I thought he was going to drop into coverage, and obviously he was just all over us from the start. It's kind of a play for Mr. Fredericks, but could maybe confuse Derwin, which is kind of a weird one to bank on, and maybe get Waller for a touchdown. It's not, but it's a pretty good play, and that will be a first down to the 9. I wouldn't say I predetermined that, but I definitely was looking at that quite a bit. And here we're just going to, I think we're just going to hand this straight off. I don't think there's any decision other than it. As, strip attempt. We're dictating the game right now. And if I was on that Chargers sideline, I would be very frustrated. Up the middle, 2nd and goal from the 7. And Jacobs is fighting hard. The blocks were okay. We get about 3. I think this is maybe where you decide to potentially throw it. And they do have players over there, but Hardman's a fast fella. I kind of want to go with that play action. Now we're going to do it. We're gonna go for the sweep. Hardman's a fast man. Good play. Who is that? Who is that? Gilman? I don't even know who Gilman is, but settling for a field goal again. This one hurts a little bit more than the other one because we're right here, but once again, we're controlling the game. You got to play that, Race probably shouldn't play a factor, okay, but it does for me. I see a white-looking DB, and I'm thinking, okay, either that's Harrison Smith or a guy that's probably going to make a mistake. I was expecting him to maybe blitz up the middle, go for the inside run and just get torched off the edge. Didn't. He made a pretty good play. That's it's unfortunate. What do you think I was gonna say? Huge hit by Mullen. Oh my God. Eckler's got to be careful, dude. He's kind of just like letting us tee off on him a little bit, which once again, like the burst thing, a little sus. And Cleveland gets absolutely handled. They just pushed him like 10. It's like the damn blind side. Okay, that was. It's 2 players, but still, I've never seen Cleveland really get handled that hard before, and he did. As they're going to run this with a lot of success. Okuda, though, really good job, Kind of expecting to maybe just get completely destroyed there. Did a damn good job to, limit it as much as possible. And here's 2nd and 3 from the 43, and that's a really good try by Cleveland, but it was enough to force him out, and that's just a group effort. We stop him for a loss, and now it is 3rd and 4. Really want to run this blitz. We will, but I don't know, dude. He's in trouble! Get him! Fumble again! Gladney again! We'll score again! Gladney, I mean, is it your birthday? Because it might as well be. I mean, talk about lucky placement of your body, I guess. I don't even know, but the man has 2 fumble recovery touchdowns. The game's not over, but when you give up 2 touchdowns on your offense and the other team's running the ball at a very successful rate, it's starting to get rough. It gets to be the point where you're like, okay, we got to do something now. But once again, if they score a touchdown here, give us no time to score, they get the ball to start the second half, I mean, there's still plenty of time as Cleveland forces the issue. But, of course, there's no one in sight. I would assume Justin Jackson on the play will be. No, it's not. Whoever it is, Kelly is going to, Joshua Kelly maybe, getting a first down there. A very big play to convert. And Max Crosby getting a little bit of a push, but they block pretty well. And a little bit of a high throw, worried about maybe another turnover, and just floats it over there. A gain of about 5 yards on the play. Gladney's a little outsized here, got to admit. And here the tight end is locked up, and Mullen's on it, but Keenan, ooh, that looked a little sus, no? I feel like he kind of let go of that one a bit early, but okay. Making it look like we're coming off the edge with Barber. But we're not. We're going to drop. Mullen! Oh, Mullen came through there, knocked the ball away, and then proceeded to follow through and kind of, get in the face of the next guy that had a chance to get it. That was clutch. 2nd and 10, of course, Corey Linsley, as we've seen, is injured. And one center for another as Crosby almost intercepted. T got a chance there, and they are going to call a late hit. I didn't think it was that late. I thought it was a bang-bang play. That is a huge first down. Again. Okay, yeah, maybe it's not a bang-bang. It's, bang-bang for him. There's just players, even though it's, really early on, it's just certain players that just play like all pros. And Teague has just played like that so far. He's just played so well. Once again, a little bit of a... Ooh, Jesus, speaking of rough. Good try. Good try on the dive. But a little bit rough in preseason, kind of similar to Fredericks, but come on strong in the regular season. And speaking of coming on strong, this drive has come on strong. This is exactly what they needed to try to get back into this one. And with a little bit of luck, if they are going to score, maybe we'll get a little bit of time left to do so ourselves. Once again, we've only gotten 6 points on offense, and it's been through short situations. As Cleland, that's a little bit of a sell there. As kind of thought maybe we were going to have to follow through, but he actually had to slow down, so we kind of just ran right past him. Trayvon Merrick, we need more linebackers up near the line of scrimmage. As Cleveland's going to force the issue, and Monty Rice with the tackle. We will call a timeout here, as they're kind of forced to either kick the field goal or get the touchdown. There's no first downs available. 2nd and goal. We're out there at the running back. The tight end's kind of open. It's going to be some trouble. Picked off. The pressure. Intercepted by Diablo. Trying to make a move. Could not do it. To the 41. What is Herbert doing? The pressure is getting there, but you just can't make that throw. In this situation, you're pretty much forced to, try and make a play of this. And we had the wide open, deeper play, and Lazard drops it on top of it. I wasn't too mad about it because I was like, okay, well, at least we're still going to get some yards, maybe even a first down. But no, when you make a mistake like that, that is rough to deal with. As I don't really want an intersecting route, but it is what it is. Hardman's open, a little bit of pressure. It's not Hardman, it's Cobbs down to the 34. Let's hurry up to the line. Once again, it's really their offense giving us this situation more than, our offense doing anything. Uh-oh, speaking of. Fredericks? Good tackle, but Fredericks has got to go up and get that. What the hell happened? We went for the aggressive, and he just doesn't go for it. That's just a miscommunication. That's just a tough break. Probably should have just called a timeout instead of kind of forcing ourselves out there. Ooh, throwaway. It's kind of been turnover central here near the end of this second, as Crosby learning his lesson this time, not going to go for the quarterback, and they will call a timeout. I get the desperation. They really needed to score a touchdown on the last drive, but at least our pick wasn't like a pick six situation. That would have been really bad. Mike Williams is pretty good. Oh, come on, Okuda. You can't, Keenan's doing well no matter who he's going against, and Mike Williams is a very good threat himself, so you can't really play best on best in this situation. You kind of just have to let the situation play out and happen. Cleveland gets off, but a little bit late with a short throw, maybe too short. That's a huge wasted opportunity with that Trubisky throw. We had the Justin Herbert situation. We kind of panicked under pressure, and even though it was a bad play, we did have a chance. Teague tries to get there, and Gladney's all over it, but they will convert. Down to one timeout, though, so we can try to keep them in bounds here. Might be able to catch them in a situation. Cover 3, basically. Tight end's open, but you got to go for this fella. What a tackle by Teague. Oh, my. Open field on Keenan. I don't know if I'm thinking that they're willing to just, they were trying to do that to get a closer field goal, but I think we just kind of beat them on that. It's outsmarted Herbert. Still, though, chance at the field goal, and kick is up and barely good. That was a close call. 6 seconds left. We'll give Cooper a chance, and outside of that, we'll be glad to take a 17-point lead into halftime. Once again, their ball, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Jacob's kind of that dude, so we're gonna just run it up the middle and see what comes of it. And just kind of running in place there. Yeah, let's just take our cut our losses on that one and take our 17-point lead. The Chargers, I wouldn't say absolutely, shocked in this one, because once again, our offense hasn't been great, but yeah, our defense is absolutely locking them up right now. And you'd be crazy to change anything up. I will say, like I said, I feel like defending short is probably smarter, but defending medium has worked for us, and especially in a situation where they're now down 17, where, you know, they're kind of frowned upon to go short. I think this is kind of the only call at this rate. Once again, you really haven't seen them run the ball too much as Keenan is in the zone. That's not a good thing. Oh, that's a screen. Teague's kind of out there with the help. Yeah, there you go. I was about to say, with Okuda lining up, Teague chasing behind, the hustle. It's really all you needed. Good stuff. It's a 5-yard gain, but it could have been so much worse. We know how those screens go. It's boom or bust. Max Crosby, who's done a pretty good job on the right tackle, and look at the pressure off the edge. But I would assume Gladney just coming in there like a freaking madman. All right, let's see if Gresham's got it in him. And another curl route. We've been getting killed on those all year long so far. You know, we're kind of thinking if you needed a help, it was probably going to be on the other side of the field where in the zone Keenan Allen was, who is now not in the zone, by the way. Cleland. Oh, nice play by, who's that, Barber. It's going to be a gain of 3. Herbert's doing okay with the pressure. We're throwing a bunch of different things at him so far. You know, you can't really tell always what we're doing. And Diablo on the delay gets in there. And the DT's hurt now, so now we have another interior guy out. Thankfully, we have Byers because we're running out of players here. 3rd and 16. We're going to give the tight end room, and that's why we do it. I know it's a bit of a deep drop, but 4th and 6, I mean, you just can't go for that. Like, I know it's a situation where you really need points, but 4th and 6 at this point, it's a loss if you don't get it. But then again, up 17, if you hold this to a field goal, I suppose it's still doable. And they're just not going to win without points. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you think about it. But let's try to maybe do this. Waller could have himself a chance, who really hasn't had much of a day today. And Hardman going to be led inside, gets about 11. It's not the most exciting game on offense, but, you know, we kind of let the defense have the excitement today as they're absolutely crushing it. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Jacobs going to get the handoff, lower the shoulder. Gets about 8, maybe 9 on the play. And you can see this drag wheel play. It might be time. Might be time, especially with the speed demon Harmon. Although it's going against... Is that now? It's in Wosu. I think you take that. Come on, Hardman! And he gets it to the 17 for number 17. Number 21 was all over that, but I think he just misjudged how fast Hardman was because he was in pretty good coverage, and I was really debating throwing it, and then I saw, he's kind of step for step with him. Really good throw by Trubisky. A tad underthrown, but enough. And up the middle. There he goes, Jacobs. Oh, look at him go. Switch hands. No, big fella. To the 2. What a play. By the way, if we would have handed that off to Hardman, that would have been a GG for them. But, of course, they still had a chance to tackle us here. I mean, Jacobs just terrible block there, and Jacobs just bowls through him, and he's just trucking through, and he couldn't switch the hands off in time, though, and gets taken down by Kenneth. A little bit of an L, but obviously an insane play made by him. And I kind of want to just go up the middle. Don't overthink it. I'm not going to overthink it. Screw the pitch. And Jacobs is in. The power. That could be the dagger. This is a hell of a bounce-back game. In motion. Man coverage. Thank you. Thankfully, they just had no intention to hand it off to Mike Williams at all because, I mean, one would assume we didn't get the switch in time. It kind of felt like we needed to cover across field there, and he just didn't go. Teague kind of slowing down. He rolls over his own lineman. Lindsley's back in. I don't know if Eckler got injured on that or not, but that was a little bit strange from him. All right, this one's maybe a little bit more obvious, but can they block it up? To the out, and they can, kind of. That's a late hit, and we kind of stopped the 50-50 ball for once, but it looks like we roughed the passer, keeping their game alive. That would have probably been the dagger as Kendall Barber, who's done an okay job blitzing this game. Hasn't really been in too much, but when he has, he's actually done an okay job. Absolutely sells on that without a doubt. Got a couple of underneaths, but you can't cover them all. Kind of have to cover the other side there. Under center like this, I think you can get away with the blitz. Teague. Oh, Teague blew it up. but he kind of had to over-pursue to beat the blocker, and, of course, Eckler, being a good running back, used that, but still didn't really gain a whole lot. Still time, but kind of unlikely. They've just hurt themselves too much in this one, and a huge hit by Merrick. You just never know if there's going to be another fumble. There's been a lot of huge hits. I do believe, actually, believe it or not. I guess believe it or not is probably a bad word choice there. Big boy Byers on the ground defense gets absolutely hammered by 2 there. 5-yard gain for Eckler. I respect them for still running the ball. As you can see, Trubisky is feeling it, as he should. Not that he hasn't Leonized the craziest game himself, but as a whole, it's been a great performance. Yeah, they kind of run out of time. But yeah, the run situation is pretty smart. Oh, we just missed hard there. As they're finally getting other players involved other than Williams, Eckler, and Keenan. I don't even know if have they even had a throw to their tight end? You know who their tight end is. It looks like Max Williams. Can't tell. Monty Rice can't get it. Abram, huge hit low again. Gain of about 9, though. Teague got the slant covered pretty damn well. Get out there! Job by Gresham. Huge hit by Gladney last second. Kind of gave him some yards there, but yeah, that's why I dropped Gresham off into a purple, because, you know, they've been expecting the blitz. Like, that was the time to kind of mix it up a little bit on him. Max Crosby's getting the push, and no, it's Okuda! Gets the interception. Fall down, big fella, trying to make some plays. Touchback. Oh, my. The pressure's been getting there. Of course, their right tackle has not had a good day at all. Who even is it? Moses? I didn't even think he'd be in the league still. They absolutely need a new guy, and the tight end, it's not the worst call in the world, but last second, Okuda gets there once again because of how quick it got there. You couldn't really time that well, so of course the play was technically a little bit late for them, or early in a sense, as Jacob's actually going to go backwards for like the first time all day. We stretch the field of Fredericks here. I doubt they would have Derwin play deep, right? And that's a tough one. Get up there, Waller. He drops it. It's a really good disguise there. Derwin came all the way from the deep part of the field to cover that, and actually a really impressive play, to be fair. Kind of want to just get the clock rolling again after a couple of sells there. We had a couple there. That's just so bad by us. Just overthinking it because there's so many players open, but we were late on the read, and it's just like you had 3 guys open for a first down, and because we waited so long, you know, they were just clustered, so there was just no chance we were getting that in there, and it's just another really bad play as Cleveland had a chance or a pick, and honestly, maybe even a pick 6, which would have been insane. Of course, Teague is having a hell of a welcome home party here as he is just killing it. 2nd and 16. Teague once again. Kind of got a lot to cover here. I mean, somebody's got to get open. Abram gets there last second with the swat. Kind of going for the pick there. Unbelievable coverage there. Obviously, we only brought 3, so you kind of expect it to be a little bit, you know, delayed. But still, that's pretty crazy. And he's in trouble. Okuda. And that is the type of thing, even though I believe we're going to win, that has kept teams in it against us, and specifically last week, won games against us. It's just so bad. Oh, we just get handled, but we get a piece of his leg. Trayvon Merrick with a really good play there. Even if we don't stop them ultimately, it's again that waste more clock. Time is their biggest enemy here. Crosby. Oh, get out there. Couldn't get a hand on it. He's going to get out of bounds to the 2. I mean, once again, it's still kind of a stop. The clock continues. I mean, coming with the run commit, you kind of have to. Could be a pitch, though. And huge hit, but literally 3 guys wide open all in the same spot there. I don't know what kind of weird play that was on offense, because realistically, they had a chance to just blow that completely with how many people are there. All we need, you know, we just needed 1 guy to drop back, and they didn't. Tanner Muse, quick throw to the tight end, and another, you know, the touchdown with the 2-point. It's 16-point deficit. They are going to kick this deep because we haven't been perfectly sound on offense, but yeah, I mean, still like our chances, but man, this is not a great look here in the 4th quarter. Rely on the defense to win it. Up the middle. Not a great job by Waller there at all. I need him to win his block. Back to the trap. But they also have whoever the hell that superstar is. I don't think I've seen him on the interior all day, but he's on the interior now, and it's kind of working. Is that Kenneth playing D-line? What's going on? Really should be wasting a little bit more clock as well. Waller, who really hasn't been involved, maybe he gets a look here. Underneath, and Lazard's going to get that, but he's not going to be able to turn it into anything. And I promise you, I'm not trying to keep the games close. They have legitimately tightened up on defense in this quarter. And obviously, in general, we've made a couple of bad decisions on offense in general, like I said, with the interceptions. But, yeah, defense is still playing at a really high level. It's just, at some point, you're going to give something up. Huge hit by Muse, picked up by Diablo, and that's the dagger. You just never know what's going to happen. The special teams blunder, which is just, as a fan, the worst thing you could ever ask for. It's just like, the offense is heating up. You're coming back a little bit. Just give the damn ball to your offense and give yourself a chance. Especially when you're so close to the out-of-bounds line. Unless you're like some god-tier cutback expert, just go out of bounds. Hell, if you're really addicted to taking a hit because it's your fetish, try to go out last second and maybe draw the penalty. But what is that decision? I mean, that's just one of those decisions that obviously loses them the game, but also loses that guy, potentially his career. I wouldn't have him back there next week, I'll tell you that. Actually, I would, because, I want them to lose. As Cleveland has been cleaning up with J.J. Watt out of the lineup for this one. 1.5 sacks. I feel like he had more than that, no? Seems a little odd. Get a bunch of different guys playing all across. Reed, and it's Cleveland again. Okay, well, I mean, we thought he had more before, but whether he did or not is kind of irrelevant, as he's definitely getting more now, and he is now in the zone. Trying to clean him up here a little bit more. By clean him up, I don't even know what the hell I'm saying here. Thought maybe we had a free rush. As Cleveland's going to get a hit on him. And Jesus, I thought he had another chance at a catch there. Merrick knocks that out. Okuda has been all over it today, but once again, kind of like last week, just missing out slightly on the takeaway. Another weird one where, Trubisky's not really at fault, but it's not a clean game, so I don't know, it's a little bit rough, but here we are with Jacobs in now and Derwin in the James. Derwin in the James. Derwin is officially in the James, boys. Try to act professional. But Derwin James in the zone. Derwin in the James. Sounds like a radio show. Once again, just like, pretty much the entirety of this fourth quarter, we have really not looked great. Robbie, though, on 3rd and 5, getting himself a chance to try to extend this drive and, once again, also get himself a little bit more playing time. And that is not a good throw, but that's just it's an intuition type of play for the quarterback. Waller's got to get that. And Cleveland forcing the issue. Mullen, and he doesn't even go for it. Good tackle by Abram. These plays, you just don't get a chance. You don't even get to jump. All right, Gresham, you've done nothing today. Of course, you're playing against the better player, of course, but still. Locked up. Over the middle. Somebody come up and help him? No? Okay. Gladney will just do it all. Gladney has those two two recoveries on the fumbles. But I'd still like to think, and there goes a huge hit by Max Crosby, who's getting up there. Kind of just pile drived him, but I'd still like to think Teague was probably the defensive player of the game. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of good players in this game. Cleveland showed up all throughout the game, and just now he's starting to get the numbers to go with it. But Max Crosby's been great. Gladney's obviously been great. Diablo's had a couple of really good plays himself. As Max Crosby forcing it. Come on. Thank you, Mullen. I know you didn't get the actual pick credit, but thank you for not getting mossed. That's all I want, thank you, sir. I mean, you can see that we're up by 23, and we have no momentum because we just haven't looked dominant enough. We can't really, we don't look like the clear-cut winner here, even though the game's literally over. Could be an early sprint out play. And there goes Robbie. Go down. Jesus. The man has fumbled a couple of times now. Really good juke move, but somehow the other guys came up. How are you supposed to make that read? Waller's not going to be open here, is he? Oh, my. That is not what was intended there. Yeah, it was a little bit of a miscommunication. They get a touchdown at the end because of it. Failed the 2-point, and Either way, it really doesn't matter. We doubled their score. We win the game. A great showing by the defense. Probably the best showing we'll ever see from this defense, which I can't say is a bad thing, but I don't know if we'll ever be able to replicate it, and I would love to. But we at least know that our defense is capable of doing this, which is insane. Trubisky, not a great night. Waller, to my knowledge, I can't really remember, but I don't feel like he had a great night. I mean, it was kind of just Jacobs on the offense, and then the entire defense top to bottom. Like, that was really it, you know? The offense was really rough. Got to improve the passing game, without a doubt. We've got to improve on that, and yeah, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds for this team that is now 4-1. Once again, Trubisky, not great. Robbie, it was, miscommunication type of situation. Running, Jacobs gets another, near 20. Obviously, he got 20 this game, but last game, 19 carries, 20 yard, carries a game situation. And didn't really get the backups involved too much. Eckler, a bunch of catches, no real yardage, though. And once again, with receiving, Hardman did wake up in this game. He actually had a couple of plays, but it was, the majority of the yards on that was just that long shot. It was probably like 48 yards or something, 46 yards on that. So kind of hard to say, oh, he had a great game. It was really just Jacobs, honestly, and some of the offensive linemen. Cleveland, 2.5. Max Crosby with 1. Gladney with 1. Diablo with 1. Diablo had an interception. He had a fumble force. I thought he had... Was it not Diablo that recovered the fumble on the kick return thing and took it back? I'm so confused. Is that not... right? What about fumble? Yeah, he must have, because they glitched out, dude. What the hell is this? Are you joking? It's a touchdown. Are you actually joking? I mean, Gladney should still win Defensive Player of the Week, but Diablo would have had a great case for it as well. That is so dumb. Either way, though, it's a win. We're happy. I know we don't sound happy, but we are. Jonathan Abram, who also played a pretty damn good game. Gotta get that zone coverage up. You upgrade zone, you get nothing when you're Jonathan Abram. +3 to zone. 76, he's in the green. He's got a chance. The boy, my man. Returning from injury, that's not relevant to us. So we are number 1 in the division again, no matter what, I believe. I don't think the Chiefs would have played that many games. We did not get our 150 rushing. We did get the sacked quarterback, obviously. A turnover battle, obviously. Yeah, offense continuing to struggle a little bit. Trubisky, still the starter. Still hasn't really made any, crazy bad moves to lose that job. But going against Washington, another situation where offense is probably going to struggle, but defense has a very good opportunity to succeed again. And then week 7, if we don't have it figured out, next game, we could be looking at a devastating loss in week 7. And then we have a whole extra week during the bye to cry about it. So... yeah, I mean, a good start to the season, but definitely some potential rain clouds coming in. Regardless, though, if you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Tonight, like I said, stream around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Should have a second channel upload as well. Halo, planned on doing it yesterday, but the render took a little bit longer for the rebuild, and the upload took way longer. It took me 8 or 9 minutes to upload, and it took like 3 hours for them to run checks. I get it's a long video, right? But what's the situation? Yeah, I mean, why? Why so long? But yeah, that's pretty much that. 2 uploads tomorrow, and probably a rebuild on Sunday, kind of early in the morning. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!